Welcome back, fellow Forgeborn, to the campaign videos. This is the video series where I go over the newly introduced, or, well, recently anyway, SolForge Campaign missions. This time, we are going to try to tackle Nekrium Mastery. Now, what happened last time was that I chose the constructed deck. I was currently playing in the constructed queues, and I thought, well, if this series is supposed to appeal to the newer SolForge player who might not have established such a profound collection, what I actually want to do this time is to try to beat this challenge with a deck of my own design that I just came up with, which is playing exactly 0 legendaries. The deck is a Tempys Yetis deck. It plays 9 Yetis, Uranti Ice Mage, Uranti Warlord, and Wallbreaker Yeti. Now, the deck revolves around having a Uranti Ice Mage on the board almost at all times. It has an activate that gives target creature defender until end of this turn. And that combos very well with Wallbreaker Yeti, which when it enters the field, destroys a creature on its own level or lower with Defender. It also has Glacial Crush, which just destroys any creature with Defender, becomes free, and then deals damage to the opponent as well. And also Uranti Bolt if we don't draw our Ice Mages, which just give a creature Defender and deal some damage to it. To make these spells work, we also have the card Assyrian Flame Sculptor. Now, what this card does is it has the mechanic called Consistent, which means that the consistent versions of the card will always appear in the top 20 cards of your deck when you shuffle them in, meaning you will be guaranteed to draw this card at some point during the player level in which it's been shuffled into your deck. And I'm also playing the card Borean Windweaver, because it's just a very solid utility creature. It gives mobility to all of your creatures, meaning it gives a lot of flexibility, and that's even underleveled. So this is just a card you basically shouldn't leave home without in the Tempys deck. And then you have 3 Frost Shatter Strike, which again, very good utility, does a lot of things, deals 4 damage, 7 damage, 11 damage to a creature on opponent controls, gives one of my own creatures plus 4, 7, and 11 attack this turn. And the reason I'm playing this card is basically just to fill up, to have enough cards to combo with this Assyrian Flame Sculptor, because it obviously lets you play a free underleveled spell when you play the level 2 or 3 version. A Tempy spell, that is. And since my deck, and also I'm playing Burnout, because it has Overload, deals 8 damage to a creature or player. Overload means that when I play it, it disappears from my deck completely, it doesn't come back. Playing this card because it's just a very good rate on the burn spell. And I'm probably not going to need to play more than 3 of this card during any given game. To round it all out, I have 3 Stormforged Avatar, which I did talk about the Avatar cycle previously, I believe. The Avatar cycle is a cycle of cards that are 3/3 at base, and get plus 1, 2, 3 attack and health, depending on how many cards of the same faction are in your hand. And then they have a scaling ability. The Tempys version has mobility 1, 2, and 3. In a vacuum, I do believe this is the most powerful of the avatars, because mobility is just such a valuable ability to have on a creature, of this size especially. And since I'm playing all Tempys anyways, I thought I might as well fill this out with this 7, 7, 11, 11, 15, 15 creature with a high mobility count. Because that's probably going to be valuable almost no matter what. So that's the deck. Again, obviously, Uranti Warlord is just the best Yeti. Deals damage to each creature in front of a Yeti I control. Has solid stats on its own. So that's the deck. And I'm going to choose it. I did do a test run through the Utera Mastery with this deck before starting this video. So hopefully, and I did win in quite overwhelming fashion. So we'll see how this works. Oh god, the Cersei voice.
I was impressed by how easily you defeated my undead legions, as any Forgeborn would. Now it is time to face me and witness the true power of King Varna. If you can handle me, perhaps my king will one day lend you a hand.
Okay, so we have Cersei here, who is the Hand of Varna. Now, Varna is this spiritual entity who's the king of all of Nekrium. And he only currently survives through these people who possess or sort of embody part of his body. Cersei being the hand, which is why the Cersei card kills anything she deals damage to, because she has this touch of Varna. Okay, so looking at this hand, going first, let's just see what her power is. Cersei is a powerful necromancer and fiercely loyal to Varna. She proved to be not only his most powerful student, but also the first woman to pass the Forgeborn initiation. Rewarded with a powerful artifact and a portion of Varna's power, Cersei is only too happy to give her enemies a hand. The Hand of Varna, artifact, Hand of Varna, portion of Varna's power, Hand of Varna. No, but I'm going to start up with the Uranti Ice Mage because it's going to set up my draws for next turn. As you can see, I still have 3 copies of each of Wallbreaker Yeti and Glacial Crush in my deck, so it's very likely I'm going to draw one of those. Alternatively, I could have played the Avatar. 7/7 mobility 1 is generally a very solid card to lead off on, but Ice Mage on the board means it's going to be easier for me to pull ahead later. I'm playing it in a side lane because I have a bunch of mobility creatures, and I want maximal flexibility when playing those later on. Bone Scythe Reaver. Okay, so what I'm going to do is since this is not a favorable trade for me, I'm going to give this guy Defender this turn. I'm going to play Stormforge Avatar first, because obviously I want to play it while my hand is still full of Tempys creatures. I'm going to play in this lane, and then I'm going to play Wallbreaker Yeti and destroy this Bone Scythe Reaver that now has Defender. I'm going to battle, and oh, wow.
Oh, didn't I mention? Any of your creatures that dares to deal damage to me will be destroyed.
Crap. That's bad. Oh god, how do I win this then? Oh shit, I haven't played this before, by the way. This is all new experience for me. Oh Christ. So I might as well kill as many things as I can on the way out with these creatures. This is gonna block there. I'm gonna level this Flame Sculptor because it will give me free spells later. So yeah, my plan is just going to be, since all my creatures are going to die anyway, I might as well try to take as many creatures with me on the way out as I can. The way I do this is... Well, one way I can do that is to give my own creature Defender, because it's going to give damage, deal damage to him next turn anyways. I might want to save my burnouts for... this only has 1 attack, so it's not going to threaten me that much. So I'm actually just going to play the Warlord and Frost Shatter Strike. No. Do a Frost Shatter Strike or Uranti Bolt? I think like Bolt levels into 10 and 20 damage, so I might want to do that. At the same time, Bolt is the one that that actually synergizes with my Defender removal, just by being under-leveled, while Frost Shatter Strike levels favorably. So I'm actually going to Frost Shatter Strike this, pump this to give some extra damage to the face. So deal 9, lose my Flame Sculptor, pass the turn. Ugh, this is tricky. This is definitely tricky. Okay, so we have an Ice Mage, which I'm going to use to block this Ossuary Spirit. That's attacking me right now. So that dies unceremoniously. Play that here. I'm going to play this Borean Windweaver. Borean Windweaver is, again, the card that gives mobility to all my creatures. A very good underdrop, which is the term used for a card that works very well when it's not on the level of your current rank. Here we see we draw some Glacial Crushes, which is very good at this point. Oh, and he puts a boost on his Ossuary Spirit, which is generally a very solid thing to do. But I'm actually going to activate this Ice Mage on his Spirit and destroy it with a Glacial Crush. And also, I am going to move this Windweaver in to deal damage to the Ossuary Spirit and play another Windweaver. Gonna battle, kill off his Spirit, and then move this in front of the Flesh Fiend to kill that off too, before my Ice Mage gets killed itself. And this is very great that I draw this Wallbreaker now, because if he plays a level 2 card with this Ice Mage I have on the board, he does. He even plays one that I would very much like to kill. So I can Defender that. And again, first, I'm going to move this over so it can deal with this Succubus. Then I'm going to move this out of the way to deal damage to the face, because it's not good for any more than that. I'm going to play this Stormforge Avatar, again, while I have a full hand. Then I'm going to Wallbreaker Yeti his Ossuary Spirit. Deal him 11, kill off his Succubus. Again, or her Succubus. As long as Cersei keeps playing creatures that I can make trades with, I should be doing fine. And that counts as creatures I can do trades with. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to play put the Avatar over here, and then I'm going to play Flame Sculptor Uranti Bolt this, and then Glacial Crush it. See, Graveward Glutton is a good card to have for her in this matchup because it actually deals damage to me when it dies. So that's very dangerous. But I think I am pulling ahead here despite the very sort of overwhelming ability of Cersei's creatures. So here I'm going to play this level 3 Flame Sculptor. I'm going to Frost Shadow Strike this and boost one of my creatures because they're both going to die anyway. I might as well get as much damage in as I can. And deal 24 to the face. 31 health. So what I'm going to do, I could play the Ice Mage to ensure that I can kill something next turn. I could Burn Out to deal more damage to the face. What I'm going to do is play Windweaver, because at level 2, Windweaver gives my other creatures mobility 2. And so, since none of these creatures are currently on the offensive, which means they can attack, they have Summoning Sickness, I can actually, next turn, move them around and pretty much guarantee to deal 27 damage to her face. And as we see here, I draw a Burnout. So if there are 2 empty lanes on the board when this turn is over, I actually win the game. And there is. So I can move this Flame Sculptor over, press battle, deal 27, she goes to 4, and then I can play Burnout to the face, deal 8, and we win. So that was intense. That what should we say, hero power? I don't know what to call it in this game. I'd say her Forgeborn power was really caught me off guard at first, but the utility of cards like Flame Sculptor and the mobility creatures which could trade with multiple creatures, and the Boarding Windweaver which gave mobility to my guys, just all of that, as well as some direct damage in the form of the Frost Shatter Strikes and the Burnouts, really meant that despite the ability, I could still trade with most of her board while also keeping the pressure on her life total. So let's see what we get for this final mission. We got a Cersei, of course. So Cersei is now playing on my team. That's nice. And that was Nekrium Mastery. There doesn't appear to be any more campaigns for now, but you will be sure to see me once Tempys and Aloin Mastery are released. So yeah, anyway, I've been Zwaxor of SolForge Team A1 Alliance. I forgot to mention that at the start of the video. And this has been SolForge Campaign videos number 6. I hope you liked it. Please do go ahead and subscribe to the channel and go follow me on Twitch and Twitter. If you want to see more SolForge strategic content, go visit a1sf.blogspot.com to see some content from other A1 members. And get psyched for the Thursday of next week, where I'm planning to start off my new showmatch series called the A1 Arena, in which me and another A1 player cast a best-of-5 match played between a third A1 player versus a member of the community, which is just to say any player who isn't part of A1 Alliance. And if you want to participate, it does require some quite an extensive collection and some play skill, but if you want to participate in the arena, please do shoot me a message on whatever social media you feel is appropriate. Twitch would work the easiest, I think. But yeah, past that, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all in my next SolForge video.